Hello everyone. Today we will discuss something about CAM. So we'll see what exactly this CAM is and how it can be beneficial for teaching and learning process. CAM stands for Concept Attainment Model, which is one of the models of teaching which teachers can use in order to make the teaching and learning experience fruitful and enriching for the students. Jerome Bruner and his associates are credited with the development of CAM. Assumptions underlying this model is that human beings have the capacity to discriminate and to categorize into groups. So this model is based on an assumption that human beings are believed to have the ability to categorize things into groups. Now let us see what is the meaning of the term concept. So a concept can be considered as a class or a category whose members share some features or characteristics or attributes or critical properties that are not shared by another class or category. So basically a concept is considered to be a category, and a category is believed to have certain features or characteristics which are not seen or which are not a part of any other class or category. Moving ahead, let us see more about the elements of a concept. There are 5 elements of a concept. The first one is name. Each and every concept is related to a particular term called name. So when we'll discuss about a concept, there will be something called name, and this is one of the elements of a concept. For example, now living organisms is a name, okay, given to birds, trees and mammals, etc. All differ from each other in various aspects, but all three share certain features that relate them to general term living organisms. So this living organism is considered to be name, and all these birds, trees and mammals are a part of this particular concept of living organism. But there is a name given to this particular concept, that is living organism. So name is nothing but it's a particular term which is given to a category of or maybe or a category or a class. Moving ahead, let us see the next element of a concept after name, that is essential attributes. These are common features or characteristics that help one to place similar items or objects under the same category. So here essential attributes, or we can call it essential characteristics or maybe features, which will help one to categorize or put objects or maybe we can say items in a same category. So let us take an example of some concept. For example, we can think of a fish. So the concept as in the fish is considered to be a concept. So it has gills, adapted for life in water, body is covered with scales, have fins for swimming, and heart is two-chambered. So these are called essential attributes or essential characteristics of a concept called fish. The next point is non-essential attributes. So these are the features or characteristics found in the items, objects of a category that does not help in identifying the concept. So here non-essential attributes are those features which won't help an individual to identify a concept, like size, color, weight, shape. Although these are the attributes, but they are termed or placed under non-essential attributes because they will not help in naming a given living organism as fish, because size, color, weight, shape are general concepts and they are not considered to be an essential attribute. So all these characteristics are put under a common category called non-essential attributes. Moving ahead, let us see the fourth element of a concept. The fourth element is examples. So there are two types of examples which are a part of a concept, that is positive and negative examples. Jerome Bruner uses the term exemplar to refer to instance of a concept. So positive examples are those instances that contain all the essential attributes, and the negative examples are those that show the absence of one or more essential attributes. then the last element of a concept is rule. It is a statement that arises at the end of the concept attainment model, and it reflects that all the other elements have been utilized successfully. So as we discuss more about concept attainment model, all these elements will be understood in a better way by all of you. Moving ahead, let us see some things more in detail about concept attainment model. So there are certain strategies for concept attainment model, and they are categorized into 3 types. The first one is reception oriented concept attainment model. Second one is selection oriented concept attainment model. And third one is unorganized material concept attainment model. So let us see in detail what each of this strategy is and how we can differentiate between these 3. So the reception oriented concept attainment model. Here the labeled examples are presented as yes or no, indicating positive examples and negative examples respectively. So positive examples are called yes examples and negative examples are called no examples. So here, if we are using the strategy of reception oriented concept attainment model, then we would be presenting examples which are labeled as yes or no and are placed into 2 categories. Then the second strategy of concept attainment model is selection oriented concept attainment model. In selection-oriented concept attainment model, the list of examples is presented before students which are not labeled as yes or no. So this is a basic difference between reception and selection-oriented CAM. Now here the students select the examples at a time and ask the teacher to label the selected examples as positive or negative. So here the teacher himself or herself presents the example at the beginning of the lecture as yes or no. Whereas in selection-oriented CAM, it is not so. Instead, the students select the examples at a time and ask the teacher to label the selected examples as positive or negative. Then the third strategy is unorganized material concept attainment model. It is based on group discussion. Here, the concept is presented first, and after the concept presentation, attributes of concepts are defined. So examples are given and compared to attributes and concept. So here it starts from the last step. So here the concept presentation happens first, which is not there in selection oriented and reception oriented concept attainment model. Instead, here the concept presentation starts first and later on the examples are given and later the attributes and concepts are compared. So these were some of the aspects related to concept attainment model. We will discuss more about the components of this model in the next lecture. Thank you.